A lot of people question, are they really in alignment with what they call their higher self? Are they in alignment with their soul mission? Are they in alignment with what it is that they are meant to be doing, or what they feel they're meant to be doing? Because sometimes we can question, we can have doubts, we can have worries, we can question, are we on the right path? And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 signs to know that you are in alignment with your higher self. So you can have that confirmation to know that whatever it is that you're doing in your life right now, whatever leaps of faith you're taking, whatever risks you might be taking in your life, are for a very good purpose. And I'm going to confirm to you that you're actually on the right path. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Also, I do have a group program coming up in the next couple of months. So if you want more details on the program, and if you want to be a part of the program, the link will be in the description box of the video as well. So the very first clear sign that you're totally in alignment with your higher self, no questions asked, no doubts, is you're not afraid anymore to take those leaps of faith. Now, you're not afraid. When you feel like you have to take that leap of faith, when you feel like it's time to go to the next level and to do that thing that your heart feels called to do, you're not afraid. You're not afraid to go to the next level. You're not afraid to leave the things that don't serve you. You're not afraid to let go of that relationship. You are more fearless because you know when it's time to take that next step. You know that it's time to step. When you know it's time to step up to that higher level, right? You say, okay, I don't quite feel ready to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyways because this is what my heart is telling me to do. And oftentimes you won't feel ready. You won't feel ready to take that next step, to do that thing that your heart feels called to do. You won't feel ready at all. You'll feel like you're not ready to take that step whatsoever, but still you'll have it within you. You'll have something in your heart, something in your intuition, something in your soul calling you to go take that leap of faith and to do whatever it is that your heart is calling you to do. And this is a huge sign that you're beginning to trust in the divine and trust in your higher self. Trust in the interconnectedness and the oneness of all that is, because all possibilities do exist. And when you can learn to trust in the higher frequencies that are coming into your vessel, that are coming into your body, when you can learn to trust the messages that you are receiving from the universe and from your higher self, which is just an extension of you, it's an extension of the source that you truly are, you won't be afraid to take those leaps of faith. And so for me, what that looked like was, for example, I had to drop out of school. I used to study software, didn't really enjoy it, but I knew it was time to leave because I could feel in my body that it just wasn't something I was supposed to be doing. I could feel drained. I could just start to notice that the more that I would align with a higher frequency, the things that weren't in alignment with that frequency would almost just start to fade away. And sometimes it would fade away naturally. Other times I had to take an action and take a leap of faith, and dropping out of school was just like one of those things that I had to leave. And so you might be starting to take those leaps of faith, to let go of that relationship, to let go of that career perhaps that's not serving you. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, but you'll know when it's time to take a leap of faith, to move out of that place that you've been living in, to leave that career. Whatever the case may be, you are more fearless and you're not afraid to take those leaps of faith. Now, the second huge sign that you are completely in alignment with your higher self is you're learning to trust more in your intuitive nudges. Okay, call them intuitive nudges, whether negative or positive. So let's just start with the negative. So if you have an intuition where you just get this pit in your stomach, you start to feel this anxiety, and you've realized that maybe in the past when you follow and you go against, like when you follow a direction that goes against your intuition, so when you go in a direction that goes against your intuition, maybe you've seen in the past that it doesn't work, right? And things tend to go wrong when you go against your intuition. So now maybe you're at the point in your life where you're actually learning to trust in those intuitive nudges. Maybe you have this negative intuition to not go in a certain direction any longer, to not be talking to this person any longer. Not that you were judging people or judging the circumstances that you might have been about to go into. You just know that something is not going to happen that is totally in alignment if you go in that direction. You'll feel it in your body. And if you're learning to trust in that more, to unapologetically trust in your intuition more, that's a huge sign that you're totally in alignment with your higher self. You're totally in alignment with the universal intelligence, with the universal consciousness, with the interconnectedness, with the source, the intuition that transcends your logical mind. Because all possibilities exist now. And at the higher dimensions, the higher version of you wants you to be completely in alignment with that version of the best version you can be. And so if you're tapped into the universal consciousness enough and you have a high enough desire to be completely in alignment with that highest consciousness version of you, well then what begins to happen is you'll begin to trust in those intuitive nudges more. You'll trust in the negative nudges that are telling you to not go in a certain direction, and you'll also trust in the positive, clear, light feelings when you go in a certain direction. So you'll feel more light going in certain directions. You'll literally feel it. Like there's no doubt, there's no insecurity, there's no questions asked when you learn to trust in those intuitive nudges, right? If you have an intuitive nudge where something feels good to go in a certain direction, you might not even be questioning anymore whether you're making the wrong move. Now, sometimes a little bit of those fears might come in, all right? Totally normal part of the process, because when we jump into uncertainty, maybe the old identity starts to creep back in and bring up all those fears, all those insecurities. Now that's normal, but even within those things that might be coming up sometimes, maybe a fear comes up, maybe an insecurity comes up, you still can differentiate between the false self, right? And the false negative fears, and then an intuitive nudge where you know things are gonna work out if you go in that direction. You just know, there's no doubt. You just have this feeling that if you go in that direction, that it's gonna work out. You just have that intuition. And then you trust in it once, and then it works out. Maybe some chaos unfolds, right? Maybe even in the midst of external chaos, right? Quote unquote external chaos, you still trust, even when things are going against you in the external. That's a huge sign that you're in alignment with your higher self. If you're not fighting the intuitive nudges, even when things seem a little bit rocky in the outside world, even when your own fears come up, even when your own insecurities start to come up to the surface, you still can trust in that divine intuition that is flowing through your body and your consciousness, and you fully learn to trust in that. That's a huge sign that you're completely in alignment with your higher self, no doubt about it. Now, a third sign that you are totally in alignment with your higher self, the third sign that you are in alignment with your higher self is you have this deep deep trust and intuition and this non-logical knowing, it might be even a logical knowing too, but it goes way beyond logic, that the universe is working in your favor, all right? Even when things go wrong, so to speak, quote unquote wrong, because even when those things go wrong, the reason I say it quote unquote wrong in that way is because even when things go quote unquote wrong, you can still sense that it's all working out in your favor, right? Even if something really ridiculous happens in your career or your family, or maybe something with your friends or your relationships, maybe even something with your health, you just have this knowing that it's all working out in my favor, right? Like maybe some people on the outside are even going to think you're going nuts. Maybe even part of you thinks you're going to be, maybe even you're going to be thinking you're going nuts to some degree. You're going to be like, wait, why am I so calm and collected throughout this chaos? Like all this crazy stuff is happening in my life. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm not that scared. Yeah, sure, the fears come up, the anxieties come up. They do sometimes, but even beneath that, you have this sense of groundedness even in the midst of your own fears. And you have this knowing that the universe and the universal consciousness is working in your favor, right? If you have that trust, that knowing that everything is working out in your favor, regardless of what's happening in the world and in your life, and whatever is happening at the level of form, you know that you're completely good. Doesn't matter what's happening at the level of form. Could be something in your mind, could be your emotions, could be your body, could be your friends, could be your relation. Like, it's just like, you know the universe is working in your favor. You just have that like sixth sense, right? Could be a seventh sense. Who knows how many deeper senses we have that we haven't even unlocked yet and labeled, right? Doesn't matter. You just sense that you're totally good. And so you also start to see synchronicities as well, is a bonus, right? While you see that the universe is working in your favor, you might be seeing that you're bumping into the right people at the right time, right? If somebody falls out of your life, you say, okay, that person wasn't meant to be in my life, because you know that most likely, based on the intuitions you've had in the past, that if that person, like, it's almost like if somebody falls out of your life, for example, you'll just now realize that, wait a second, that relationship probably wasn't meant to be. It's like the universe doesn't do stuff like that by accident. You can sense that if I was to stay in that relationship, something would have went wrong and that person wouldn't have been totally in alignment with what it is that I'm meant to be doing. So you might see more synchronicities. You might start to have a lot of mysticism happen in your life. And you can just sense that things are happening in your favor. So that's all I have for this video. Comment down below if any of these signs resonate with you, and share a story if you want, so that people can resonate and relate to your story. Maybe people will resonate with it more than you think. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Also, I do have a group program coming up in the next couple of months. So if you want more details on the program, and if you want to be a part of the program, the link will be in the description box of this video as well. Have yourself a great day as always, and I'll see you in the next video.